Okay, I probably should have Google Drive
Yarp.
up. LARP.
Larp.
I probably should have roll
Oh.
20 up.
Oh, we have some bad rollers today.
So
Oh, I
bad.
forgot to add in the boots of Alvinkind.
Yes.
Yes. And also, I need to figure out whatever the hell I got. This episode
yeah.
of Casual Quest Masters.
The gang figures out what equipment they got. All right.
All right, who the fuck is Anonymous Hedgehog? I'm guessing it's Brandon, but Brandon's about
No,
to
mine
do
shows
the
up as my name.
get your dick ready. Cool. Somebody thought they were real funny in the intro.
What are
Get your
we?
dick ready because we are
fucking
back to another. I mean, I'm not against it, but let's run it through the team first. Go ahead and step forward and tell me who did that.
What was I supposed to put for my witty phrase the second time, Tyler?
That's weird. The same person that changed dick is now highlighting your quote there. That's weird.
That's weird.
Yeah, that really is
Whoa,
weird.
Funky.
You
What
know,
was I
if
changing it to?
that's a good question.
Something with arms, wasn't it?
Oh,
Ah, I remember.
We are going live
Oh boy.
with another episode.
hmm. I hate these phrases because I
The
can never
angry
think of-
lad who doesn't have a dad.
Tyler, you're a bard, right?
Yeah.
Great. Great.
Do I get inspiration for deception?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
Okay, I'm a sorcerer.
Wait. Oh, thank you. I guess I always think of you as a bard because you're charismatic and you were gonna use that not harmonica, the kazoo for a while, so I just
How
had it
dare
instead.
you call it a
I mean,
harmonica?
I still had the kazoo at the ready. I just haven't done any. We haven't been put into the scene to where Pumbaa and Timon needs to lead away the hyenas.
Yeah, harmonica requires actual skill. I don't have Discord open, so he's probably pulling out the kazoo right now, and he's got it in his mouth and ready to play.
Darkness, my old friend.
I was sad I didn't take that kazoo you gave me when I visited. I accidentally left it on a table.
Oh boys.
Nikki, do you have any witty phrases for this week, or you still don't have time for it?
Running joke, I like it.
As long as you say your character's name, I don't care what you say after that. If you want to keep on brand.
Ugh.
Let's see.
He doesn't time for wit. Great
What?
English. Good English.
He doesn't have time. Full night walker, Nugani Val. Can I just call you Val? Or do your
No.
last name is a
Can I
nickname?
call you Volval?
Oh, Val, sure.
Okay. That's okay. That's okay. We have a working relationship where I work and, well, someone has to bring out the balance. Yeah.
You relate.
Oh, shit. I gotta change that, otherwise I'm gonna be in trouble. I know I'll say dick.
You just did.
I wanted to make it not too terribly obvious.
Ugh.
No one thinks
Mm.
obvious. I am just rolling the dice that I decided to use for today, and they are either just real great or just absolutely terrible.
Yeah. Okay.
So get ready for that.
You're gonna roll great for all the loot you're gonna give, and then you're gonna roll terrible for all those hits you're gonna do. Oh man, I can't wait to be petty in this episode.
Petty? Why are you going to be petty? I didn't know your name was Tom.
Tom. Petty Tom? Nick's giving
Tom
me
Petty.
a look.
The
Tom
singer.
Petty.
Yep, there it
Is
is.
that the guy that
That was
played,
not for you. That was for
Venom?
Glenn. No, Tom.
That's Tom
Tom
Hardy.
Okay. Well, that
Yeah,
ends
Tom
with
Petty
E.
is the instructor for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Is it?
Yeah, because they're all named after like famous musicians.
Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Mm-hmm.
A classic American band. What do you
Yup.
mean?
Do I actually know this guy? Oh, Free Falling.
Tom
Listen
Petty.
to her heart. Yeah.
When he's coming by you, listen to your heart.
Okay.
Everything just froze for me.
Has everybody turned into a robot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's Discord.
Okay.
Whoa.
I'm gonna leave, restart Discord, and come back really quick.
Same.
I'm not, because I'm cool.
I'm gonna say it won't help. We'll see.
I'm still here. I never left. Who the fuck is messaging this time of day?
Welcome back. I fixed it while you were gone.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Did you really?
No, you all left, and as soon as you all left, the video got or lag
Of course
went away.
it did.
Yeah, well the funny thing is too, like it did install 4 updates when I restarted.
Mhm.
That apparently it did not need to install before I turned it on before I got on. Which is weird.
Oh no.
And it's back.
Yep.
Sick. Very cool, Discord.
It's because we haven't bought Turbo.
I'm glad it's not like on one of our ends. Then one of those things is like, crap, we're gonna do better. No.
I have no clue what he's saying.
Are we resorting to typing?
Using the same little doohickey for the beginning. Tyler?
You expect me to translate what you just said?
Okay.
Hey, we're back.
Hey, that
Are we
looks- that
back?
sounds better.
Okay.
So I'm assuming we're fighting a mind flare this week. What's going on?
Yep.
Well, the issue is if I would say if this keeps happening, we cut the stream and we just find another server to do a voice call on at the very least, because that's for the recording. Because episode wise, we're okay. It's just whatever. I think it's a server issue with whatever this chat's located on. So either we form a new video chat group, or we just skip the stream entirely, sadly, and then just record it. And then it did a thing where the whole thing refreshed, and oh hi, welcome back.
Yeah, that was
Hi.
weird.
Yeah, no, I swapped over to the West server to make sure that mine was coming in on the closest server to me.
I
For
think
some
that
reason it
switches
was
it
on
for
the US
everybody.
Central. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, it switched it for all of us, but which should be okay. Let's see now.
I don't know
Because-
what that means, but as long as it,
it looks
works.
like it's a little more consistent. It hasn't messed around on us yet.
Yeah.
I mean, it took
Could
it.
just be the server bad.
So when you say server, it means like voice call server, or like the whole damn Discord.
Well, it's the
Um,
regional server for Discord.
Yeah. So each chat, each Discord server connects to an actual server, and there's US West, East, and Central, I believe.
Yeah.
Which one were we on? Central?
Mhm.
We were on Central 82. Now we're on West 155.
Cool. So Brandon and I will have some.
Oh, like it should still be okay. It's just
my big
well, I
question is, should
mean,
we
if you-
resync our clap thing, or
I mean,
Hmm.
I don't think so.
I don't
Okay.
think we need to because Audacity wouldn't be affected by any of this.
Yeah.
I don't have to edit it? So I mean, this is up to Glenn at this point if he'd want
Yeah.
that.
I'm fine.
Okay. He's fine.
How was the edit? Did you have fun with that? I need to listen to it, don't I?
You need the
No, the one that we recorded last week.
yeah. It's weird because I remember you distinctly saying that, hey, if somebody could listen to this, you can give me edits before I throw it out. I did that. No one did it. No one responded. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck? I even put an MP3 for you guys. You were
Where
cool.
was it? Was it in the
It was in
in the
Google
CMQ
Drive.
stuff? Oh, it was
Mm.
in Google Drive. Okay, I didn't see any notes for it in CMQ, so I didn't.
It's okay. I listened through it about 4 times.
Okay, I absolutely trust
Well,
you.
that was before I posted the final form. Then I listened to it in its entirety 3 more times. I was pretty happy with it. It's kind of like
Cool.
masturbation at that point. I was like so proud of my own work I was getting off it.
Tyler,
Yeah,
stop
this is
playing
great.
with yourself.
Shake it once, that's fine.
It's like watching a porn video of D&D with us, starring us.
Yep. What is that? Rule 63?
64.
64?
Which rule are we
64?
talking about?
If it
That's
exists
just-
on the internet, there is porn of it.
That's 34. Get your numbers
34.
right. Fools.
Rule 63 is gender bending. God damn, guys.
It's like you've never spent any time on 4chan.
I
Fucking
have.
rookies.
What's 4chan?
A norm.
A Norm. No, my name's not Norm. It's Glenn. Just call me a pleb and get it over with. It's fine.
Plebeian.
Tell them.
So are we gonna risk it for the biscuit or?
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
we
maybe
haven't
we
had
can
any
do it full
issues
time.
since switching, so.
Okay, cool. Okay, note to self: don't say everybody's voice in a cringy tone. Good deal,
Also,
good deal.
Tyler, time for me to make sure that we are hard out, to make sure that we don't push time for you that I can look at, because I'm going to set a timer for myself.
2. We should end at 2.
The
Yeah.
button should be pushed and everything at 2:00. Although
Cool.
I am riding along today, so if we hit like 2:10, 2:15, I'm not sweating it.
Okay.
But at least 2:10, that way I can put shoes on without feeling guilty about, oh God, should I skip the socks or not? I've
Okay,
never
I will-
skipped the socks, but there's gonna be that one day, I'm sure.
All right, I'm going to shoot for 150, 2 hard out, to make sure that you have 10, 15 minutes to get ready to go.
Okay, because there's plenty of RP that have on that trip back, but we had to rush it. So
Nah,
you
it's
could,
okay. You guys
send
have
crows
plenty of
at
RP
us.
to do this episode too.
Oh
Because
really?
We'll pick up at the moment where you said shoo Raven. That's like where we're gonna pick it up. So
I'm excited. I'm going to fuck with somebody today.
Yo estoy aquí.
you are here.
2L over there. That's what I shouted at the crow last episode.
Okay.
I didn't know if the crow understood me in comments, so I tried speaking it in Elven.
I'm surprised you didn't just start going caw, 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 caw.
Oh God. We
I
have a
mean, that
Tabaxi
looking
and,
Caw,
and Ready to
motherfucker.
Roll, and he just goes whenever he talks to other Tabaxi, he just goes meow 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 meow
and when
meow
and when he
meow meow
crits, meow, 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 meow,
meow
meow.
meow meow. Yeah. Rayvon smells. Oh, fuck
And well,
that guy. Ooh. Oh, 23, 420s in a row. Oh. I'm just kidding.
Did you buy some fucking weighted dice?
All of my dice are weighted. That's the secret. I'm always cheating.
I mean, as a DM, I don't doubt you, but I don't know if it's your dice.
what the fuck was that? Is that you?
I was making a weird sound behind my teeth, yeah.
You fucking Alvin?
I just like making noises.
Like, as
like
in
that.
he's. Are you saying fucking as a verb or an adjective there?
Adjective.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, the latter would be very, very odd.
So what are we doing here?
Are we ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready to go whenever you guys are.
Let's do it.
The Nick is hydrating up. Everybody, do whatever they need to. My batteries and my vape rig is dead, and I'm not gonna get up, so you don't have to worry about that in the audio feed. Wait, let me double check. Almost dead, but not quite. Ooh. Those low battery hits though. Ooh.
Careful, you might have to go to the hospital.
Yep, I gotta make sure I don't put any illegal marijuana juice in my stuff.
Isn't it
Cartridges.
legal up there or no?
I'm sure it is, but the quality that we're getting them is terrible. That's why people are being hospitalized.
Tahoe OG.
Okay. Green light. Green screen. Brandon. Okay. Oh man, I'm hungry.
I'm hot.
Look, it's a popular phrase to say before the show starts. DM always
I'm
brings
gonna
the
die of
snacks,
a heat
right?
stroke.
Okay, Jesus.
92 degrees in here.
Shut the fuck up, Brandon. I need space. God, you like my mom. Mom, if you're hearing this, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. That stopped in 2013. Get your dice ready because we are back to another session of Casual Questmasters. Welcome to our own Faerun, everybody. Representing Neverwinter is Nikhil Chodimella.
Hi, I play Vol Nightwalker Val Nagoni, and he doesn't really have any time for wit.
Brandon Thresher.
I'm Magdor Bandiron, and he is armed and ready.
And yours truly, Tyler Vidito, as Roger, the angry lad who doesn't have a dad or mom. But last, and certainly not least, is our all-powerful dungeon master, Glenn Houston. Shit, I
like
did that.
turtles.
I did it. You like turtles? I
do.
told myself not to sing song because I hate the way I do it. It's like you like turtles. You like turtles. How are you doing?
I'm great. How is everyone else? How's the party?
Doing okay. Doing okay. Vol just left the stage. He peaced out. Oh, he's back. Cool.
I forgot to turn off my fans.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Perfect. Oh man. Yeah, this is a D&D 5e live action podcast coming straight to your earbuds. For those hearing us live, welcome. For those hearing us in the podcast, welcome. I hope you like the edits. And let's roll a d20 to see who gets to do the recap this week. Let's see. Boop-a-doo-doo.
Oh, shit.
Did you crit?
Oh, shit. So I rolled a
2
17.
weeks in a row. I rolled a 5.
God fucking damn it.
Tyler, what'd you roll?
I rolled an 18.
again.
The curse of what Glenn said. It would be funny if somebody did it every single week because it kept rolling back. It's like, sure shit. Yep.
What about you,
Yeah.
Brandon? What did you get, a 19 or a 20?
I rolled a
Got
17.
Oh,
And
He
I rolled
almost
first,
got
so I
it.
thought it was going to be me for sure.
Like he got nervous, but then I come Trump, it's like, oh man, I look like a fool on the red carpet, but then I just like step out of the limousine and go face first into the cement right there. It's like, oh no, it's gonna be that guy. Everybody's starting to look at him, and it's like,
it's fine.
no, that's fine. So doing the recap is supposed to be a punishment, but I'm gonna turn it into a reward. I really like doing the recap. Her. Previously in the adventures of Faerun, 3 adventurers faced off against the Wu Tarzan clan, also known as, well, regular bandits. We fought them, it was hard, there was a lot of help on each side, we almost died a couple of times, but thankfully through the power of bullshit we survived. After capturing 2 and taking them to the town of Long Saddle, one of us stayed near an anvil on a bench, and the other 2 didn't really talk to each other, but we all slept in a room together, all 4 of us. 2 good guys and 2 guys are kind of good, but one of them's an asshole, and they're both tied up. They saw my naughty bits because I was in my normal form, but that's okay. Next morning, it seems like maybe Vol had some hesitation to the situation because it seems like the bad guys are claiming not to be bad guys. They're just doing bad stuff for good reasons, of course. But who the fuck cares? We want money. So we took him back to the town of Neverwinter, where we dropped him off for sweet, sweet loot, which was provided to us through crows. Ravens. Sorry. Crows are good. Ravens are terrible. And so...
The bad guys are still with Vol in his room.
Okay, the bad guys are still with Vol in his room, who didn't have to worry about doing any kind of checks or anything because apparently they're chill at this point. We'll retcon that later. But yes, the Ravens are trying to give us sweet shit, and 2 of us said, yeah, nah, and the other one got some sweet shit, suggesting with the note and some good stuff that maybe there'll be more work for him soon, and to meet a Jura somewhere at the specified location the next evening. And that brings us Eat My Ass. And, and that's my recap.
Certainly.
Wait, is it Ajira or Algira?
Algira.
Algira, Eat My Ass. That's her last name. It's canon.
Algira.
Okay.
Algae.
Oh, that's
It's an
That's
E. L
No.
L L L.
that was a good recap, I think. I did my weird gravelly voice to sound kind of like half-ass Solid Snake. Find out in the next episode of
Michael Bay.
Dragon Ball Z.
Explosions.
Cool dudes don't look at explosions.
There's just two brothers, and there's a grandma. Nobody. Rick and Morty.
Mick and Rory.
Okay. DM, please take it away.
Yeah, absolutely. So absolutely. Thank you for the recap. And because it's technically something you have to do because you rolled a certain way, if you do the recap, I'm going to grant you an inspiration point to start the session.
I'm
thank you
cool
for
with that.
Yeah. So yeah, last we left our adventurers, you were shooing away the raven. I don't remember what did you do, Magdor, when the raven came to you on the bench?
I picked up the stuff and put it on the table and went back to sleep.
Okay, great. So for the story's sake, the raven is not leaving the window. You shoo it, and it just kind of like hops out of your shoe, away from your shoes, but it's not going to go away. Roger. It
Oh,
seems
to
as
me.
though it is.
So how did he get near my shoes? Did I leave my shoes on the windowsill?
When you
It
shoo,
means your shoes.
You're
You're
shooing.
shooing.
The
Oh,
amount
okay.
of shoes that you are doing, just sitting on
Oh
your
God,
shoes.
he's got. It's like I'm shouting, "We do not negotiate with terrorists," because it has my shoes now outside. That it's like
That
you want
raven's
them.
gotta shoot.
So what do you do when it won't leave the windowsill? Even if you close it, it just kind of sits there and waits.
Okay. Can I cast message on the raven?
Yeah, but it can't understand you. You would know that it only works if the creature has an intelligence of a certain like amount.
No, that makes sense. I just wanted to test it out. See,
You can talk to it. It'll hear your tone, for sure, but it may not understand exactly what you intend.
all right. I try to get out of its view for a second to see if it can't see me. I'm assuming it still stays there.
So you hide and then peek back to see if it's still there.
Just for a small moment, and just to try to set the mood, I try to start snapping my fingers. Like I'm trying to give myself confidence by role playing it out. Shocker. And I start snapping my fingers like all gangster walking down the alley, and then I
jets and sharks.
Yeah, I'm trying to look cool, and then I push the window open maybe 2 inches, and then I kind of back off.
Yeah, it's still there.
Well, aren't you gonna come in? I opened the door for you. Are you a vampire? Do I need to invite you in?
So you opened it up and then kind of step away so it could hop in.
So it could do its thing,
Yeah, it hops in and sits in the open window, but just still on the windowsill. Just not. It's in effectively.
Oh, this is a messenger, Raven. They can't even untie their own bags. Wow, it's like thought I was gonna have this problem with Amazon. I eventually just get mad at this point, and I untie the bag, and then I look at him and I say, "I'm not giving you a tip."
Turns and cocks its head at you a few times.
Okay, fine. Jeez, here's a copper. I give it a copper.
Oh, you set the copper at its feet, and it pecks it a few times, and then grabs it and flies away.
Okay, I was gonna say if it doesn't, I'm gonna call its manager and everything and say, "You're okay." I'm gonna examine this bag. Does it look like something that is inherently magical?
Not that you can tell if you're just holding the bag itself. It doesn't feel like it has anything in it. If you imagine, I don't know, when I was a kid, I loved collecting precious stones. Those little itty bitty bags that have the little squeezed, tie that you
like
pull.
a dice bag.
Yeah, well, but they're small, little. For our audio listeners, about maybe the size of a clementine.
Okay.
So it's not very big. But when you feel the bag, it doesn't feel like there's anything in it.
Like do I see little stones in it? And it's is this a raven or a magpie? What's going on here?
Yeah. So that's what you see when you mess with the bag.
I sigh, look at the camera, and then I reach in to grab whatever is inside.
Cool. So you open it and you feel around inside, and it feels larger than the space that would normally be provided by a bag of that size. And the first thing you grab is a single gold piece, as well as a note that will give a nice little recap for last episode, that for some specifics about what was asked of you for the next part of your adventures.
Yeah.
A note. Do you read the little note?
I read the note out loud. Yes.
Awesome. It says, "Adventurers, you have done well, and I would love to give you a job with a little more responsibility and thus pay and clout. If you could, please meet Elgira at the Beach Leviathan on this evening for dinner, and she will give you another job. And also let you know who you're working for. Please do myself and her the courtesy of being there on time so that we may continue our working relationship. Cordially yours, a friend."
And I say this out loud, including the part where I say melt Ajira, and it's I am gonna melt Ajira if she only gave me one of the 5 gold. What the hell is this shit? I am mildly.
I apologize, Vol. Was it 5 gold?
Yeah, it was 5 gold.
Okay, you find 5 gold. I'm sorry, it was 5
Okay,
gold.
I pull out the 4 gold, and I was
reason that it was only 1.
I was like, okay, we cool. It's like that Hades where Hades gets mad. Okay, I'm cool. We cool. And he cools down and chills out.
Yeah. And at this point, you realize that feeling around in there looking for stuff, this larger space, something in you when you reached in, because the way a bag of holding works is that you think of the item that you like to grab, and when you don't know what's inside, you inherently know that something is there. But you may not know what it is. So something else is in the bag.
I sigh, I look at the camera again, and I reach inside and I grab whatever I'm getting the sensation of being in the bag is.
Sure. Yeah, you pull out what looks like a set of goggles. And they kind of appear as though they're metallic in nature, bronzish, and they have dark blue tinted lenses that you can't see into looking in from the outside. and like kind of what looks like a nose piece. So like if you were to wear this, you would kind of look like an owl.
Okay. It's like, my way to fight off the Raven by showing my own dominance. Oh, that's right. I'm technically here by myself. Am I not?
Yeah, you're in your own room.
Okay, let me get. Well, if you're gonna be like, there we go. Now I got my voice. With these goggles, I shall become. I don't know. Okay, I have no idea what these do, but they. I can't
You'll
put
become
my
Roggle.
beak on it. Roggle, the Roggle goggles. What time is it? Did we just have our long rest, or is it right before we took our long rest?
Believe it was right before the long rest.
Yeah.
So it would. I mean, it could be assumed that the note is speaking of meeting for dinner tomorrow night.
Okay, cool. I guess I lie my back on the bed, like feet kicking the air, while I look at my new diary that is in fact a pair of goggles. Like I'm a little excited child with that. Was just given a toy, so that's gonna be it for me.
Are you gonna hold on to the goggles and keep them near your person, like as you rest?
Yeah. Like I'm just gonna look at them and kind of like
Are you?
Yeah.
I was gonna say you are an arcane user. What is your passive arcana? That would be
It's
10
not
plus your
amazing
arcana.
if I'm gonna say 10 plus my arcana. That would make it a majestic 13.
13. You know that these are probably magical, just based on like their makeup. You can tell that there's something about them that is not normal. These aren't just Ray Bans or eyeglasses. These aren't sunglasses. You know, these are there's got to be a reason for that aesthetic.
Okay. I understand what I look at the camera and then I was like, what? It's pretty dark out. Let me try these on. And I put them on.
You have dark vision while you wear them out to 60 feet.
Oh, this is disgusting. I take them off and I
called the goggles of night.
cool. I put them in the bag.
Those are for you. Magdor, when you wake
Yes.
up, as we've seen Roger does his evening ritual of opening all this and playing bird.
I just want to say after Magdor, before we like fall asleep and go to the next day,
Oh sure.
because this is like Magdor in the morning, so we'll finish with him.
Yeah.
I was gonna interrogate the other two, the two
Great.
prisoners.
Absolutely. Yeah, and you already opened up your bag. You found the booze
Yes.
kind. Great. Awesome. So what would you like to do in respect to that? How would you like to go about that?
Oh well, we can finish with Magdor's
No,
loot
no,
first.
you can go
well,
first. We'll go time
yeah,
order.
we'll do you.
Okay,
'cause
cool.
This is in the evening, and then we'll go into Magdor when he wakes up.
So we're back in my thing, in my room. I got my payment, got some new boots. The two prisoners are gonna be on the floor. I ungag both of them, and I get a chair, and I do the thing where I put the back of the chair in the front, and then I sit on it, and I'm
Cool
like,
school teacher.
yeah, what the fuck is going on? They're both ungagged.
And they both look at each other, and they're like, and the nicer one goes, "Who are you talking to? Both of us?"
Doesn't matter. Like you told me that there's something going on, so somebody start speaking before I hand you in tomorrow.
Oh, and as he, the nice one, seems to, because nobody's asked their names yet, seems to be like hesitant.
Prisoner
to talk,
one,
and he doesn't
prisoner
know
two.
exactly where to start. The other one goes, "Man, we're getting overtaxed. We fucking decided to do something about it.
Who's overtaxing you?
Never remember for repairing
Wow.
the city."
Does the name Algira mean anything to either of you?
No.
So it's just the whole city as a whole just out to get you
Well,
guys.
We just felt like we were we put too much back into the pot, so we wanted to take some back out. You
It's
guys
not make
with it? I mean, what you're gonna not gonna turn me in now?
No, you're still an asshole, so I just might turn you in. Your friend's nicer. And I
He's
might
like,
let
"You
him go.
catch more with honey than you do with other yucky substances." And he's like, "Shut the fuck up, Dave."
Dave's a stupid name. You said that they made the Traders Guild suffer, or they shut it down.
Well, I mean, we're overtaxed. The city had to be repaired, so everybody had to get taxed. everybody got more taxes, and we just decided to do something about it.
Oh, so everybody was taxed the same because the city needed something, and then you guys couldn't keep up and decided to say
Yeah.
fuck that, and then attack people and
Cataclysm.
take what didn't. Ah, I see.
Yeah, when they
So
were repairing
basically,
that whole city, like we needed something back. We're the ones that are doing the work.
I see it. So you decide to attack normal people just going about their day to days, getting things to other places.
And Dave chimes in. He's like, my friend doesn't phrase it very well because, like you said, he's an ass. Um, we are part of the Merchants Guild. We work doing our own private business, but we were commissioned by the city to do work. And then we did the work and we got paid, and we were told we'd receive a tax break as a result of doing the work since it was for the city, but we didn't receive that tax break and we're still taxed just as high as everyone else. So we felt since Neverember and his constituents wouldn't do anything about reimbursing us for the work that we said, would be done, we're not really, you know, paper folk. I don't know how to say it. We're not scribes. We don't, not all of us can read. We're just, men of the land. We work with our hands. We don't look over contracts very well. And there was some fine print in there that made it so that we didn't get the tax break we thought we were going to get. And so we were going to take some things back so that, put food on the table for our families. I mean, it sounds terrible the way my friend put it, but really honestly, we weren't going to do it much more than the next few weeks just to kind of make up what we had lost.
You were still committing a crime to fix another crime.
Yeah, but who's going to persecute a Neverember for not following through on what he said he would do?
I will not pretend that I have the answers or that you are not right to have come down this path, but you're still doing crime to solve crime. Do you see the logic there?
It's the only thing we
You're
can do.
hurting other people for being taxed, for being lied to about how much you'd be taxed.
Now that you say it that way, it doesn't seem very good. I just, I'm not the most assertive of people, so I just kind of needed to keep the porridge flowing for the wife and daughter.
I'm taking your mean friend in. I'll just say that you
No.
died
Take me in.
transit.
Don't take him. Don't take him. He's got a bigger family than me.
All right, sounds about right. Cool.
That's
We'll
fine.
do that.
I'm sure that Phil over here will take care of my wife. He's like, yeah, I'll make sure they have food.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant take care of a different way. I was like, oh boy.
I'll decide what to do with either of you later. I'm probably not going to take you and Jess yet. I need to figure some things out.
Oh, okay.
But you're going to hang out here on the floor tied and bound, but I'm going to give you some water and some food.
Are you gonna like feed it to us? Because I can't really. And he like tries to pull his hands up, and he's like, I can't really do it myself.
Oh,
I
no,
also
don't
kinda gotta
worry.
pee.
Then I point at the bucket and the chains in the corner that I happen to have just for the sake of RP.
You
Like, I'm
indeed
just
do.
gonna chain you to the wall. I take the dagger back that I gave to him. I untie their
Bull's
hands,
house. This is normal.
chain them up. This is normal. This is just a Goliath's house.
Yeah.
They have different interests. It's don't judge.
No king shaming.
Um, yeah, no, like I just make sure that they're bound so that they don't try to do anything stupid, and then I don't end up getting stabbed in the night because they could have been lying for whatever reason. Yeah, that's really it. Just make sure that they're treated decent. I gag the mean one through the night. I let
Cool.
the nice one be free of a gag.
Great. They are appreciative. They're happy for the food and water, and they don't bother you again.
Yeah, and then I go to sleep. Yeah,
Sweet. And as you fall asleep, we hear that as the sun crests into the window, looking into Magdor's forge side apartment. As you hear normally the warmth and the sound of the hammer and anvil is like something that soothes you, but at some point during the day, with the combination of light and the sound of people starting to be active, it does wake you up. It's like a gradual alarm. And Magdor, you're woken by the soothing sounds of the anvil and the beginning of a day's work in a forge. And you wake up to see that little package on the table that you had received the previous night.
Well, I'm gonna grab my arm and put it back on, twist it a few times, get on there and look over and look at this bag and pick it up and kind of take a look at it.
Sweet, yeah. Like I said, it's a smallish bag. Doesn't seem to have anything in it.
I'm gonna open it up and kind of look inside.
You look inside and you don't see anything. It just looks dark. Even
And
when you
then,
hold it up to the light, it's almost like the light can't penetrate past like about, a half inch in.
All right, I'm gonna hold it upside down and kind of just shake the hell out of it.
You shake the hell out of it and nothing comes out.
I'm gonna shrug and then close it up and move outside to the bar.
All right, cool. Out to the bar?
Or the Beach Leviathan.
It's
Okay.
a tough time. You got to drink.
And for the sake of the narrative, we'll say you were supposed to meet for lunch. I don't want to make you guys.
Magdor just always lives at the bar. He's either at the
Well, I
blacksmith
just
or the
also
bar.
didn't want to make you guys burn an entire day just waiting to meet with her. So it's for lunch.
It's Vol Rogers and Magdor's day off.
Yay!
Great. So, Vol and Roger, when you two wake up, what do you do? Magdor is headed to the Beach Leviathan for his early morning pint.
I'm used to
I-
kicking back during my time off. I think he would do his thing usually. But what were you saying, Vol?
No, I was just gonna give these Dave and Phil some more water to drink, maybe a tiny scrap of food, because I haven't done my groceries yet, and then kind of like do my morning routine, some light stretches, get ready, take out just one sword, and then head to the Leviathan when it's time.
Okay. And Roger, you just kind of relax by yourself, a little alone time, recharge that charisma.
Yeah, like I minor illusion a box from the hide in. Like I make sure that all the windows and stuff are closed as I'm looking around in my new goggles, just trying to like it's like getting a military tool and then using it for childish purposes. That's exactly what I'm doing right now. It's like, wow, this bazooka can blow stuff up. This is so cool.
I've got a military grade drone. Let's fly it around the city.
As I'm looking around though and admiring it, I get a little excited emotionally, and like some sparks kind of shoot off of me, and it's like whoa, and like Roger has always had a trouble like containing his magic powers whenever he gets emotional, even if it's positive emotion, and sometimes he has to keep everything in check to the point that when he does express anger and stuff, like when he's talking to people, he has to actually fake his own anger at times just so he doesn't accidentally unleash stuff, because we saw in last episode when he gets emotional he crits, which is how I wish it would work, but instead it's the opposite. But and he notices that like when he got excited, white light started coming out of his hands, and like just to the touch it felt better. Like he felt like suddenly he could heal. And he looks and he's confused because he's used to fire and ice coming out of his hands, but the fact that suddenly a new power has developed within him, he's confused. And the camera like zooms out from a different angle from like underneath the bed or something, and yeah, I think he would eventually come swinging out looking for Vol, because he found 2 new toolies today.
Awesome. And thank you for that, for narratively describing the fact that you leveled up.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. And so you, mechanically for our audience, what did that level up bring for you?
For me, nothing too crazy on my sorcerer class end. That doesn't really happen anything big until level 3, but I do obtain the ability of, or the resource pool sorcery points, which allows me, for right now, I can turn my sorcery points into spell slots or vice versa. It's not a perfect 1-to-1 ratio, but I do have like the ability to generate more spell power now.
Nice. And
Along
always
with-
hit points.
Yeah, hit points, of course.
Nice.
Being a
Yeah.
sorcerer isn't exactly making me the most tanky, but I won't die in one shot immediately, hopefully.
Yes.
And I did get 2 new spells, Healing Word and Shield. I learned one new spell from leveling up, and then I traded out one spell that I knew I was never going to use for something useful. So I'm now able to bring somebody back from death and hopefully give myself some more AC in case I get the shit kicked out of me again. Like if Crazy Dave's younger sister comes in with a large cane, I'm not going to be in immediate trouble, just some trouble.
Yes, just a little bit. What about our other friends, Magdor and Vol? What did your level up bring?
Mine didn't really bring anything.
No hit points?
I got a little bit tougher. A nice long rest, is good for the vitality, good for the constitution.
Yeah, because you are sorry.
Brandon chose not the level.
Roger, you are working into being a divine soul sorcerer. Magdor, what are you working into being?
Magdor is a forge cleric.
Love it.
So I did get my channel divinity, but we're gonna save that for a little later.
Awesome. Cool. And Vol?
I'm a little bit tankier now, which is nice. I'm up to what is it?
Can't kill you.
19 HP.
Nice.
So that's nice. I picked up 2 weapon fighting as a ranger feature. I get options between archery, defense, dueling, and 2 weapon fighting. And so 2 weapon fighting will allow me to add my modifier to my second attack that I use on my second weapon. So hopefully that helps me out, unlike last time when I was just getting dicked on all my attack rolls. I also get 2 spells with 2 spell slots.
Nice.
And
you're a hunter ranger?
I'm probably gonna go Hunter Ranger. I was looking at it now,
Awesome.
and I'm like, I wanted to do Beastmaster, I wanted to do Gloomstalker, but then I was also like, I just want to play DPS. That's what I want to
Yeah.
do. So I'm gonna do Hunter Ranger, which is going to be insane. And I've been thinking about also starting a multi-class pretty early into like this is just speculation. This is just looking at everything, but probably multi-class with Fighter, just to give me more like DPS, some more attacks, and do more damage. But we'll see. Let's see if Vol survives
play out.
first. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I picked up Hail of Thorns and Absorb Elements.
Awesome.
Yeah, Hail of Thorns will allow me to do a. It scales with level, so at this level, it'll allow me to do an extra 1d6. I think it is.
Oh, wow.
When I do a range shot, it'll. What did it do?
You have Hunter's Mark?
1d. No, not hunters, not yet.
Oh, okay,
I
cool.
don't have hunters. So Hail of Thorns will allow me to do a 1d10 piercing damage, with my normal ranged attack.
Very cool.
And then Absorb Elements will allow me to absorb incoming energy, like elemental damage, and then I can release that back on my next melee attack up to 1d6, and that also scales up.
Nasty.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Hypothetically, could I shoot a firebolt at you and then you can like return fire at something else then?
As long as it doesn't turn me to ash, yes.
Yeah,
Technically.
True.
he would
No,
take
that
half
is-
damage from the attack.
But
But the
no, that
beauty
wouldn't
is
be
that
worth
if
it.
someone hits him with like, I think this happened in Ready to Roll's podcast, somebody hit
Oh yeah,
one of our players with a little bit of elemental damage. It was like a D4, and then he
Tamati
returned it with
Calorie.
a higher level spell slot. It was crazy.
he had an Ura that does 2 damage per turn, and the sorcerer
Took
or
it to,
whatever
2d6.
triggered it to do like insane amount of damage.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's
So-
still. Yep.
But Roger could potentially kill Vol.
I mean, if I were to attack him, yes, but I mean,
Is that a sacrifice you're willing to make?
no, I would say Vol should stop on a bonfire or something like that, so he takes 1d4 fire damage or something.
Well, if you do like chromatic orb again, like you did last week and crit, and if you did 14, and if I use my stone's endurance to cut that down, then I could still absorb it, and then I could send it out.
The only thing about absorb elements is you have to take damage. So if you
Yeah.
cut it down to 0, you wouldn't be able to use absorb.
That's true. Yeah, but if it's
And
more
both
than
of them are
12, I
reaction.
think it is. Yeah.
Both
So-
of them burn reactions, so you can only do one or the other.
Asking
Sorry,
for a
but you also
friend.
gain resistance to the triggering damage. So
Asking for a friend. Are you building
Uh-oh.
your character to kill me?
Me? No. I'm just building my character to hunt down as many people at any time as possible and kill them all.
Okay, just making sure. Just the way I was joking about like doing it to assist you, but then we started actively describing how you're gonna do it to negate my assault on you. It's like, oh damn, okay.
A
Can't
good
wait for
hunter is
abs-
always prepared against any target.
He's not
Fair.
wrong. Awesome. So now we understand a little more narratively about how your strength is being manifested. Um, and Magdor, without having read the note, heads to the bar, but he's always at the bar. But you two head there around noon. Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
like I'm bumping up against Vol and saying, "Hey, Vol, look what I could do! I can." Like I see like the world's tiniest cut, like a paper cut on his arm. Like, what's this? And like I put a finger on it, and it like disappears. And it's like, I can heal.
So you're telling me you're going to be even more useful now?
Yeah, I'm more. I'm gonna be. I've always been. I've always been more useful than some dickhead swinging a sword. Yes, if that's what you're asking. But thankfully, you're not that. You're a smart man who will give his son some credit. Right, Pops?
Good job yesterday.
Good job tomorrow, too.
Today's average.
Great.
Today
So
I'll probably
you,
drink because I'm a man now. Like,
your
he adds
lower
like
voice.
yeah, he lowered his voice and he gave himself like a little extra bushier beard because he went to default person number 3, which is the default human looking person in Neverwinter. But like, he feels like getting healing magic, his balls have dropped as a changeling, and so like he's like, I've become my own person. It's like I suddenly challenged my parents, and they're going to threaten me to start paying the electric bill kind of stuff, and yeah,
I'm gonna make
just
you
for
pay
flavor.
your cell phone bill now, boy. Awesome. So yeah, you guys have this good banter that you always have between you two as you walk to the beach Leviathan. And as you enter, you see your friend Magdor is already sitting there enjoying. I will say you probably got yourself through several glasses at this point, yeah, Magdor?
Oh yeah, that's
So there's
3
a
or
couple
4.
empty glasses sitting there, and he's probably halfway down on his third. But you've got a tab, so it's fine. You know, you haven't had to shell out any coins so far. And
It's like 100 gold.
it's a big
We'll leave
tab.
town before then.
It's
Don't
just-
worry.
It's just this. The whole adventure really is working to pay off Magdor's tab. That's that's all
This
it is.
Konosuba?
I mean, I'm not against the idea. Like he has a
It's like I heard an idea for a campaign where they were like, it's just a bunch of mages and bards that went to colleges of magic,
And they have to have their
they're
debt.
just paying off school debt. Oh man. Anyway, so you walk in. Do you guys go straight to him, or what do you do when you come in the bar?
Roger, are you wearing your goggles right now?
I
Like
probably
Naruto?
have them. I know the dungeon master wanted that, so I'm humoring him.
Have to.
I'm putting goggles on top of my bald head. It's kind of sticky because it's skin the rubber contact, if you will. I'll probably take them off, but just for the aesthetic of showing them off, I do come in. I probably have it to the side like one of those Ibuki demon mask or whatever from the festival.
Because you're
But yeah,
fucking edgy.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are. Sick as hell.
hell yeah, I'm edgy. I'm fucking cool as shit right now. But yes, I am.
So
Also,
then
remember
when they
too, your
walk in,
little pouches are pouches of holding. They can hold up to a cubic foot of things.
when they walk in, I'm just gonna kind of look up and see Roger. Like, what in the forges is that?
It's a man. It's what you see. Look at this. And like I show my hand, and I got that light goldish glow. It's like I can heal now.
Oh, so you don't need me anymore then, huh?
I always needed you, friend. You and I, and like there's like maybe I hit the automatic piano thing that whatever we agreed on, and it plays like a nice somber tune. It's like, without you there in my life, I would be incomplete. We are two parts of a whole. We are family. And like
Sorry,
I
I
thought, you were
couldn't
gonna
help
have it,
myself.
I thought you were gonna have it play Two of Hearts and Two of Hearts, two hearts that beat as one.
No, that's a song that Roger tries to get Vol to duet on karaoke night at the Leviathan.
Like it Vol just sits there, just stone faced, eyes forward, as like I'm like dancing around him, trying to get the mic out to him.
Two of hearts.
Like-
I just read it like it's a paragraph. Like there's a an old age magical prompter. I'm like 2 of hearts.
Well, you
Two
got to
hearts.
use inflection. You got to raise the tone up and down.
It's
Wh-
only
where'd you guys
until I get.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say it's only until I get at least half a barrel in me when I start like little bit of inflection, but no more movement.
Where did you get new boots too? I'm looking
Uh,
at Vol now.
Yeah. What'd
What-
you get?
Where'd you guys get the coin to find that?
No coin. It was a gift for the job.
We
Came
sold
with
What?
Raven.
I
You
didn't
sold-
get anything.
we sold off
It
the
came- did you
slaves.
look in your bag.
Yeah.
This bag? I'm
Yeah.
gonna hold it up. And there's
There's-
nothing in
there's-
it. There's just
There's stuff
empty.
inside. Put your finger in it.
They say if you put your hand in the bag, only the person who wishes for it shall get what they receive. And I'm gonna put my hand in his bag after seeing that bullshit message, and I'm gonna grab whatever I can sense in there. Can I actually
you can
grab
sense
it?
that there's some coin. You can sense that there's a note, and you can also sense what feels kind of what in your mind kind of feels like some sort of like a container that would hold a liquid.
Okay. I'm gonna ignore the golden liquid. I'm gonna pull out the note, and I go, "Aha! Is this your card?" And I look and I'm like, "Oh fuck!" Yeah, like I take the note.
Yeah, if you open it up, it's the same note that you received.
Yeah, and
Hey,
it's like,
hey, what are you doing? It's my
God,
bag,
awful
my
cursive.
Raven, my crow. I don't.
Boy, give
I
it
don't
back to the
care.
dwarf. Stop.
I didn't even
messing
know
with this
what
thing.
else could write. Yeah, take it. Oh,
So yeah, you Magdor, you open it up and see the for our audience doesn't need to hear that a third time. I don't
I
like
mean-
the sound of my own voice that much, so it's the same note.
All right.
Telling you to meet there in approximately probably you guys would venture within an hour.
About
half hour
nowish. Yeah.
of currently. Yeah, you're almost there at the right time.
I can't make this. I've got plans.
Are those plants drinking here right now?
What else is in the bag? Let's see.
You reach in.
So, yeah, I'm gonna reach in.
Okay, yeah, you can feel like there's some coinage in here. So there's 5 gold.
Oh,
And the other thing,
around on me, everybody! Everybody drink.
oh
Boy,
Jesus,
give me
I
a
clicked
mead.
hard.
it's gonna cost you 1 gold for a round for the entire bar.
Half a round for everybody.
Shot glasses of beer for everybody.
So
Sampling
everybody
bottles.
gets kind of like half glasses of well drinks,
I'm
basically.
gonna
Yeah.
run the glass down the bar, and everybody gets a sip out of their straw. But if they don't catch it, it's their problem.
Or like a party bowl in the middle of the bar. Awesome. And then do you reach in for the last time?
Yeah.
You pull it out, and it is. Let me see if I can remember exactly what it looks like. And by remember, I mean type it and actually pull up the picture for myself. What you pull out is a ceramic jug that looks like it could hold about a gallon of liquid, and it's got a bunch of different colored stoppers around the edges and a large one on the top. And it weighs about 12 pounds when you pull it out.
So
You-
sorry, how
You can
big
hear
is it? Like,
sloshing. Yeah, it's probably about yay big. It's probably what took up most of the space in this little pouch.
all right, so like a milk jug sized,
Yeah,
kind of.
and it's got a bunch of stoppers with different that are dyed different colors, and one on the top, like they're all over it. It's kind of
Alright, so-
interesting.
Retro has
Yeah.
no idea what this is, but he's looking at like somebody gave his older brother the better Christmas present.
I'm gonna look at it and be like, well, in case there's a drink in there, I don't want to open up any of this. And I'm gonna kind of, I don't exactly know how I do it, but I'm gonna identify. I have
Sure.
identify as a
The
spell.
way to identify. Oh, you have identify as a spell.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can do it as a ritual. So it only takes 10 minutes and it doesn't burn a spell slot. So you can sit there holding it for 10 minutes and then you'll just know what it is.
I'm just.
Unless you
no,
want
I'm
to
not.
now and you want to burn the spell slot and then you'll know it.
All right. I'll do it as a ritual,
Okay.
but I won't say anything. I'll just start like holding
Just
it and staring
Holding
at
and
it.
staring at it. Cool.
Boy, is the dwarf okay?
I think he's
You're
c-
you're a magic user. What's he doing?
I look and like I put my hand on the back of like Magdor's head to see if he's gone unconscious.
Oh, no, he's fine.
Okay.
Just looking at
Well, he's fine. He's scanning Vol, as you should know.
And as a magic user, you would know that it's going to take him a little while to do this, unless somebody can. It seems like he wants to know what this is.
It's going to take him about 9 minutes and 45 seconds for him to snap out of this, because if it took any longer than 15 minutes, I'm pretty sure this dwarf would die of dehydration from alcohol. So don't worry.
Just enough time to get a drink. Here you
Keep
go.
a beer
I-
near
I
him.
give-
Actually, keep a beer away from him because you might have to cast it a second time. Maybe the dwarf could, Magdor, do you want me to baby bird you some alcohol while you do this? Grunt once for yes, grunt twice for no. Well, that
Roger,
was
what are
one-
you doing? Get the dwarf some alcohol.
I go and get
Hands are falling
alcohol.
asleep, holding them up like that.
Oh, in real life? I thought you
Yeah,
just
I was
meant in
holding
game.
them up in real life.
Can you imagine doing that to the item then? Oh god, you like
12
your
pounds, man.
biceps are like tensing up, just trying to hold this thing up perfectly still. Yeah, I get him a beer and I try to funnel feed him like a little feeder, like a little hamster water bottle, so he can like lick it off, so he can get his fix, but still cast his magic. Like I understand alcoholism in
You
character.
also know that you could probably make an Arcana check with your knowledge of the arcane and just tell him what it is if you can remember back well enough in your studies.
Well, good thing I didn't study because I'm a sorcerer, not a wizard. Because screw those guys.
Inherent knowledge.
Oh, cool. The power I knew I always had.
Yeah.
As
you.
I'm trying to get him, like I don't get anything good for him. I give him like a Bud Light or something like that. Maybe a Bud Heavy. While I'm stopper feeding him, I'm gonna cast a gazing eye towards this object to see if I recognize any kind of school of magic or properties that I could discern from it.
Go ahead and roll an Arcana check.
Oh, do I have to?
Yes.
Okay, I got a 19.
Oh, yeah, that's great. That's an alchemy jug. Alchemy
Oh.
jugs have a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 10 different liquids that can come out of each one of these different types of stoppers. And basically, you use an action to name a liquid from those things, and the jug produces it. Afterwards, you can uncork it and pour it out at a rate of up to 2 gallons per minute. Obviously, that being possibly limited because once per day, depending on the liquid, there's a maximum amount that can be provided.
So-
And okay, so once the jug produces a liquid, it can't produce a different one or more of one that has reached its maximum until the next one. So once each day, one random thing can be poured out of this. Everything from acid to beer to fresh or salt water or oil.
I mean, it's
So
all
we
beer
all
to
know what
him.
that's gonna be used for.
yeah.
We're gonna be stranded out in some island somewhere, and all we're gonna have to drink is beer because he refuses to produce any water.
It can produce 4 gallons of beer per day.
All right.
I think at that
we're
point
gonna
it's just
have
better.
more beer to drink.
Can we say the time it took Roger to get me that beer, bring it back, and feed it, and identify it was about 8 minutes,
Sure.
8
Oh.
or 9 minutes?
I thought it took me 9.5 minutes. It's a
So
really
he brings you the
busy
beer and
tavern in
holds
here.
it. He just like stares at it while you stare at it. And then Vol, what are you doing while they're just like staring at this alchemy jug?
Oh, I would have gotten myself a nice meat, and I'm just sitting there and looking at him stare at it.
Yep, you're
Alright,
all
so-
watching and staring.
Are you gonna
yeah.
tell me what it is, Roger? Or
I mean,
keep it to
I
yourself?
figured you wanted to figure it out the moment I figured it out, or something like that.
well, I was
Right.
thinking a minute early.
Oh
Let
sure.
me go through all of that.
Oh jeez.
Oh, by the
Oh.
way, that's an alchemy jug, Roger to Magdor.
Yeah. So, I say it exactly with Vol's voice. Boy, that's an alchemy jug.
Well, why'd you wait till the last minute to tell me?
I didn't. I waited until 8 minutes and 45 seconds in. Technically, that counts as minutes.
So What is an alchemy jug? I didn't get to figure it out myself. You came in here, swooped in with all of your arcane magic.
I
And at the end of that
actually,
sentence,
I
it's
don't
been
know.
the
You're gonna have
extra
to
minute.
identify again.
No, a ritual. You don't have to be completely quiet. You just have to be focused on it, and you were
Okay.
still focused on like the idea that you weren't able to finish like this thing, but it was still actively going. You were still like your arcane focus was still on it. And then you realize those exact facts about it, understanding that it can produce 8 ounces of acid, a half ounce of basic poison, 4 gallons of beer, a gallon of honey, 2 gallons of mayonnaise, a quart of oil, 2 gallons of vinegar, 8 gallons of fresh water, 12 gallons of salt water, or 1 gallon of wine. One of those things up to the maximum once per day, recharging at dawn.
I gotta write that down.
It's
Yeah,
cool
look
I
for the
can
link.
send it to you. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just called the alchemy jug. If you find like there should
Alright.
be something on the.
But
Roll20
it's cool
website.
because for those who are listening, obviously, well, I mean all of us technically at this point, it just looks like a giant jug that has like 8 different corks or so sticking out in different directions, and whatever you pluck off, shit will pour out of it. And the idea that you can get 1 gallon of honey every single day if you wanted to.
I still see it as a milk jug in my head, with corks in it.
A ceramic milk jug.
Ceramic milk jug.
Yeah.
That
Can it
pours
be broken?
beer.
Can this be broken? I kind of tap it on the table.
It doesn't make even.
It
a dent.
shatters.
It looks like it's gonna take a lot to really bust this. You would have
Alright.
to work at it.
Oh, I just
Well, what do you boys say we test this out now?
It's
Do I-
your jug.
Do I know which quirks lead to which liquid?
Yeah, it doesn't
Okay.
require
Let's
routine or
say,
anything. and
let's
with
get some
your-
beer and open up the acid one.
I was gonna say I start eyeing the cork that says mayonnaise on it. It's like, ooh, drinking contest.
Ooh. I actually had a player use 2 gallons of mayonnaise to implement disadvantage on an enemy once. So the alchemy jug is fun. He's like, I dumped mayonnaise on his head, and I was like, all right, let's go.
Go. He's blinded.
Cool. So you want to pour beer? What would you like to pour there, Magdor?
Oh, we're gonna get enough cups to pour all 4 gallons.
You're gonna pour. Where are you pouring these 4 gallons of beer?
We're gonna get tankards from the bar.
Cool. You have like, let's honestly, you've drank 4 glasses, and these are big old glasses. So we'll say you have enough with those empty glasses to just refill your
4
empties. So you
gallon
got, like,
size these are big
5
glasses.
big steins.
That's 15 liters. What do you mean?
Yeah, that's a lot of fucking booze. Like, if you got a single glass that can hold a gallon, I think it's gonna be so heavy with beer, Roger couldn't even pick it up.
Oh, you can pick it up. There's straws.
Oh, there's,
Bendy straws.
No,
I'm a
You're
man
boarding
now.
us
I,
to the bar for you, and
there are
it's like crazy.
silly straws.
silly
I'm a
stuff.
man now. I don't need those cool looking swirly straws that make noises when they go through. I need a
Here,
straight
this one's in
straw.
green.
I'll take it.
All right. So
Let's
yeah, so
raise
I'm
one
gonna
for
pour it
everyone.
all out.
I'll set the trend.
Well,
Awesome.
I'm gonna pour 3 gallons, and then the last one I'm just gonna fucking hold it up to me and just drink.
Okay, go
And then
ahead and make
Vo's
a
like chug,
Constitution
chug,
saving
chug,
throw.
chug, chug, chug.
All right. And I
I,
get
I look at full surprise.
Give it a
Jeez.
poison
Rolled resilience.
resistance too.
Yep.
I rolled an
Okay.
11.
With advantage?
Yeah.
Yeah, he rolled the
Okay,
second 11 with
you're feeling-
advantage.
This is the most intoxicated you guys have probably ever seen Magdor. Magdor usually holds his liquor really well. So this equates to about like a solid buzz for one of you guys.
That's some good shit, guys. Have some.
We're
And
all
as you
waiting.
say, that's some good shit, guys.
Lemon
After
water.
you finish it, you realize that the whole time you've been yelling chug, 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 and he finally, pulled aside and said, "That's some good shit." Magdor, you realize that on the opposite side of your two friends, because you're facing the entrance in my mind, standing about 2 or 3 feet between your friends is Elgira, and she says, "Wow, how much did you just drink?"
Remembering what happened last time. I just tasted it.
Don't let her touch you, Magdor. She'll sober you up.
I know she will. That's why I'm lying to her.
She's evil.
Well, sometimes the voice of reason is not appreciated, but good job on the job. And she pulls up a chair and sits down and she says, "May I?" And she reaches for one of the steins.
by all means, I'm sure that jug that the dwarf there has will be able to make us some more later.
Very good.
Is this from you?
I mean, it's from my benefactor. He wanted to include a little something extra because he had heard from those in his contacts in Lonssaddle that you actually had some captured some alive, and you were bringing them back to us.
Yeah.
And I have yet to see them, but I assume that they are somewhere safe
I
that they can be
I
procured for us.
I have them at a secure location. We're gonna figure out the details on that after this.
Yeah, negotiate
Very good.
before we pass them along. As you
I mean-
requested, of course, my lady.
Absolutely, two people to interrogate and and get information out of, and hopefully just get a clear picture of why this activity is taking place will be invaluable.
And
At protecting the
execute,
people
right?
of Neverwinter. Not necessarily. I mean, they're stealing goods. They may serve a little bit of time, but I can't speak for
Murderers
the
don't get
judge.
executed here?
Oh, they hadn't actually killed anyone. They were just raiding and taking stuff.
That's weird. I didn't know you knew that.
That's what the report stated. So
I look at the report. Who wrote this?
It says Roger at the bottom.
Damn, I signed my own name on this.
Oh, no. The reports we had previously received of caravans that were being raided.
Ah.
People were harmed, but no one was killed. So that was part of the reason why, we didn't, reach out to, crazy high level adventurers, because you are great at what you do and you are perfect for the job.
Oh, yes,
So-
the Goblin Slayer is cool.
We
I
didn't,
watched-
nobody was being necromancied or anything. So
I watched a man stick a sword in me, twist it, rip it out, and then proceed to sell me sparklers. Are you telling me these people don't deserve to be put down?
he gave you sparklers?
Yes, he was trying to sell me wands of prestidigitation. It was ridiculous. 50 of them for $5. They're cheap. I didn't know if he had them. I'm not lying, I swear. It was bull. Did you not see this man?
So who's our benefactor, Algira?
God
Yeah,
damn,
you
we're
said
gonna do
we-
this again.
We'd
I'm
meet
a
him
man
today.
now.
You don't
We
need
stay
him.
here, right?
He is, and I can state that he is a he. And at this point, you see her say a few words. You can tell she's muttering an incantation of some sort, and she brings her hand up and then closes it, and you can see what looks like kind of like a warbly invisible wall around you in your corner around this table, and the sounds from outside of this warbly wall are kind of like muffled, as if the sound from within will also not be as easy to perceive. And she's like, just in case, I don't want anybody outside of our table to hear who your benefactor is. He is no other than Lord Neverember himself.
I
Out of
see.
character, I fucking called that from a mile away. In character, I'm like,
Yes, he had taken notice to the fact that you did a great job working for um, doing your normal job, and thought that you'd be perfect for this. But now that you've done so well and even brought back people for us to, gain more information from, he thought maybe you'd be interested in another job that's a little simpler. It's less pay, but it's also a lot less work. But it will give him an understanding of whether or not your skills translate to jobs more than just escort. Um, it is similar, but it is still different.
You're kind of confusing.
I
What-
apologize.
how-
I'm not meaning to be veiled. Do you have any
How
questions?
how did you and Mr. Neverwinter meet?
Never Ember? Lord Never Ember. Lord Daggle, Never Ember. You may refer to him as my Lord, Lord Never Ember, anything like that, if we get the chance to meet him. But I met him just through, I was a member of kind of like my family comes from a good place here in Neverwinter, and we're well thought of. And I was intelligent enough that I caught his eye, and now I am a representative of him to interested parties for work and jobs. And sometimes I'm even, among his, private counsel on certain meetings. And issues that he deems my wisdom necessary for.
That's
Alright.
excellent. I'm very impressed.
Out of character. Tyler, does Roger know Elvish?
I was about to say something very raunchy. I'm just going to cut to it. Yes, I do.
Brandon, does Magdor know Elvish?
No.
Okay. So now back in character. In Elvish specifically, I'm going to say, so does Lord Never Ember know that the bandits are from the Merchants Guild?
And in
A
Elvish, he
lot.
says, "Is there a reason for the change of language?"
Well, I
We're only
interrogated
protected
them.
from outside ears. Is there anyone of here? And she looks to Magdor and Roger and says, "Can they understand me? Can you understand me?" And she looks at both of you and asks in Elvish.
I
Hey.
haven't drank. Good.
No, I was just
That's
I
a
say
standard
the
response.
like I say I did say last time to her, "Hey" in Elvish one time, so I just say it again.
Okay.
I'm
So,
gonna
Bachar.
Looks inquisitively towards Magdor.
look over at Roger. Says, I think I might have drank too much. I can't understand what they're saying anymore.
Okay.
No,
That's
I
why
mean
the change of language.
they're speaking in tongues. I'm not sure what's going on over here with Vol and
Did you drink
LG.
some? Did you drink some of this too?
Yes. No, yes. Yes. No? Yes.
Remember, you got a silly straw.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yes.
So
They
at
say
that
if you
point,
drink-
she switches
Go
back
ahead.
to common and says, I was not aware of the fact that they are connected to the Merchants Guild. This is new information to me as well as my lord. And I'm sure that if those that you brought back are, willing to, I assume they didn't divulge that in their combat with you. How did you find this out?
I took it upon myself to do some interrogation because they said that there was injustice caused upon them, and that's why they were raiding the caravans.
Now I can't lie. Um, we were aware of some frustration within the ranks of the Merchants Guild. Are they connected to those who worked on the reconstruction?
Yes, and to me it sounds like that they were lied to, promised a tax break, and that tax break wasn't given to them.
Politics.
Mind you, I'm not taking sides. I'm
no,
just
no,
trying
I
to
don't assume
understand
this. You've been
who
you've
I'm
been-
working for and why I'm
Yeah.
capturing these people.
You've been transparent with us up to this point, so we will do the same for you. We did have them sign something. There was a clause within it that said that if they did not complete that job within a certain time frame, that they would not receive the tax break. They did not, and then they were mad that they didn't get it. So
They didn't
all
do
I
it
knew
in
was
time.
that they were frustrated. Yeah, no, the job was not completed in time, in the time frame requested. So they didn't receive that. Now, obviously, they were not asked to do extra work, and we paid them the agreed upon price. They still got paid. They just didn't get the tax break. It was an incentive to finish it within a certain time frame. I understand that they may be frustrated, but honestly, this is one of those things that comes from not reading a whole contract.
Well, a lot of them can't read.
Some of them surely can. They have to, keep ledgers and,
That's fair.
You know
obviously,
what
I didn't broker the deal myself, but I'm aware of the contents of that agreement.
your problem why they didn't get it done in time? I know exactly why. No. Next time, go to the dwarves. We'll get it built done.
Well, there are
week
dwarves among
before.
them. There are dwarves among the Merchants Guild, but this particular group of merchants in the Merchants Guild did not have dwarves. So next time, I'll make sure to do that.
Thanks, Algie.
I think that they might have been unfairly treated, but that's not for me to say on a public level. But they still were doing crime to solve a crime.
Sure.
Roger.
Hmm.
You've been un you've been kind of terrifyingly quiet. I'm not sure what you're thinking over there.
Roger has like his arms crossed, and he hasn't really been turning his head nearly as much. But he's been kind of looking around because he's getting new information, but not from the person he would have suspected it from. And he's just listening in the take in because once he realizes that something was held from him, he wants to make sure he gets the whole story before he lets loose. So he's been just quietly listening and taking it in.
Awesome. So, how are we all feeling? Um, I do have another job for you if you're interested. Like I said, it's similar in nature to the escort from previous, but it will have its own difficulties. It will take less time, require less of you, and pay a little bit less as a result of this. But on a scaling amount of difficulty, it is a little harder. So for the less time, you're still going to receive more money proportionately, and will continue if successful to um, gain jobs. Neverember is a man of he requires actions to instill confidence in him in those that he works with. So he needs proof of skill before more difficult jobs are presented.
Do, do we get more cool items?
I mean, depending on the level of success, partially part of the reason why you received more, that we felt that that was an adequate compensation for capturing members of these bandits. Um, that was the bonus that I got him to agree upon. Hopefully, this is agreeable to you.
Yeah,
we
that's
we
fine.
we work well as a team. If Roger here and interested, then I will be too. In my head, I'm dealing with you and not Lord Neverember. And you've been, from what I can tell, as transparent as I'm trying to be because I'm just trying to earn my wage and just get by.
Understandable. Magdor, Roger, how are you feeling? I
Yeah,
would
that's
not.
fine.
I will not proceed to continue. The relationship is amiable. I promise you that. And I am a voice of Neverember, but I am not him. But I trust him as much as I would trust anyone on this earth.
Got a question. You said that the pay is a little less, but you haven't told us how much.
Well, it depends on whether or not you are all interested in continuing this, because as you said, you work best as a team, and I would much rather have your coordination as a group. So if you don't all agree, then I won't present the job. So that way, I'm not going to pull you away from each other. You all seem very close, and you work well together. So I'd love to keep that chemistry going with this sort of job, especially as this one, without revealing too much about the job itself, is a little more important to me, and you'll find out if you're able to agree upon joining.
If we all agree to join, but then don't like the job, can we back out?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
I would
All
just
right, I'm
ask that
in.
you
That's
wouldn't
fine.
share any information.
That's when she
about it.
kills you.
No,
what-
not at all.
At the words personal to me, like I've been kind of like maybe not looking at Roger directly, but I've been kind of giving him like a little side eye. I look at her and I would like to deduce if there's some kind of truth to the whole personal to me statement. Like to roll an insight if I could, please.
Go for it.
See, which is not great, but it's still better than nothing. I got a 6.
Oof.
So
A 6?
yeah.
I
And-
mean, yeah, it seems about as honest as you could deduce. It doesn't seem. You wouldn't think she would have a reason to lie about that, because it's revealing information about the job that she had said she couldn't tell you about, but she wanted to assure you of her, honesty.
Finally, after being quiet for so long, I do ask aloud then, what makes this so personal?
I will be involved with it directly.
I guess technically that does constitute personal, but I feel like that was mislabeled.
How so?
I'd like to think that personal means maybe your family's in on the line, or maybe you have a personal investment in it. You being
My
there.
well-being is on the line, so it's kind of personal to me.
Well, I'm glad you finally changed your answer.
Well, like I said, I would be involved directly without giving too much information. I'm trying to keep it veil while being honest until you agree to the job.
How
young-
about you actually be open with us for once?
How
And I look at
about
her when I say that.
you- Just a second. I did that thing where awesome. And she for the first time looks at you with a little bit of narrowed eyes, and she says, "I've been nothing but cordial. I've been nothing but as honest as available, and I will not be treated as though I have been anything otherwise. Do you agree, or do you not?"
I don't like being thrown into a game to where you own every rule in the rule book. How about you start changing them to suit the players here and not just you?
It seems as though our relationship has come to an end.
Seems as
I
though as I can't roll a
appreciate your
persuasion
time.
check in this house.
Vol. Well, you can. You just gotta. This seems like intimidation. You're like, "Hey, lady, shut up and be honest with me." And she's like, "I have been honest," and you're like, "Nah." What do you? If
Nah.
you would like to make a check prior
Oh,
to her saying,
I don't
"Our
want her to be
relationship
more
is
honest. I
real,"
want her to be more open. She's been nothing but shut doors. I mean, she's honestly saying this door is shut. It's like, that's cool. You you're giving us
until
piece
you
by
choose
piece.
to open it.
Yeah,
I'm not
all
going to
you-
defend her out of character. I won't defend her out of character. I'll let her do that in character.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean the agreement here at least was to she would give us all the information if you would show interest, and then we can back out if we don't want to take the job.
I mean,
That's why
there's
I'm not stepped in yet, because at this point Vol's like, well, we need to figure things out on our own. I can't dictate somebody else's life forever.
and it's just you keep saying agree versus I'm interested, and it's like I'm not agreeing to the job. I'm interested though.
You're interested. Okay. That's all I needed to hear. Now, the job is pretty simple. It's nothing crazy. It is a little bit of an escort, but it's to a different, more seedy part of the town. Lord Neverember has had arranged a meeting for some people. The meeting itself is with persons that I won't reveal because of their position within the political spectrum of the city.
That earns
But
an
they
eye
wish-
roll.
they needed to meet with me personally as a representative of Lord Neverember at a tavern called the Fallen Tower, north of the river in in the Tower District. And Lord Neverember thought, since obviously I can handle myself, but if this meeting, because these people aren't exactly the best of company, if people are, you understand politics. People are always trying to stab someone else in the back, whether or not that's with their words or with an actual weapon. And he is wary for my safety in this meeting, though he deemed it necessary for me to have it with them. And after your successful escort of this wagon train all the way to Longsaddle through a seldomly used road, defending against bandits who had not been successfully fended off, he thought that you would be the perfect people, and also knowing me, and having a familiarity with the city, you'd be great to take me there, wait for me to have my meeting, and then walk me back.
What did you
Um,
say the pub was called?
It's called the Fallen Tower.
I think I've been there. I don't remember though. I can't remember half the pubs I've been to.
It is one of the most popular taverns in all of Neverwinter, so I'm very sure that you would have been there before. Some
During the
people
pub-
come to
pub
Neverwinter
crawl.
just to go.
Yeah, that's fine by me. I mean, it's gonna be in a pub. What are we gonna do? Drink while we wait? Oh no.
I'll even provide some, per diem so you can get a couple drinks while you wait for me. As long as you promise to, stay about your wits, as I don't know
I've-
who may be monitoring me and or this meeting, so
I've never been without my wits.
I'm sure that's very true. How Vola, Roger, how are you feeling about this job? Is there any questions you may have for me?
Okay,
Oh
we'll
boy,
say
it
hat
seems
on,
like
hat off.
it's a standard bodyguard job. But we're all making decisions together. How do you feel about it?
Roger probably doesn't say anything at first, and He just says quietly, looking at you, your decision is my decision for now.
Now, it seems as though there is a bit of trepidation, and I understand this. Now, I will divulge something to you if you're okay having this information. Now, having this information is a little bit of a double edged sword, but I can tell you a little bit more if you're willing to if you want to know more and feel more confident in the transparency of the jobs that are being presented to you, and myself included in that. But having that information may also be a problem. It's hard to dictate that, you know.
I understand. It's not a need to know from me, nor do I think Magdor particularly cares because it's a job we're getting paid to do to protect you, regardless
to
of
drink.
who else is involved, and to drink. But in this case, I think it might put Roger at ease, and if it puts Roger at ease, then it'll make the job go smoother.
Roger, would you like to know?
There's so many things I would like to learn of the world, Ojiro. Some things maybe I shouldn't know. Some things I want to know, but part of my grasp. And I'll look at her. If you feel that it would help with the mission, then yes.
And she looks at you, obviously analyzing your body language and the things like that. She's going to make an insight check on you.
Sure.
And she is attempting to determine something with this insight check. Narratively, for our audience, she's looking at him, trying to size up how comfortable you are with this job. So, what would you say your confidence level is on, like, in them as a whole, in, you know, the people, both her and Neverember, and the jobs they're giving you on a 1 to 10 or 0 to 10? Just give me, you know, what's your
Uh,
confidence level in them?
I'd probably say I would have pretty low confidence in the situation right now, especially with the information that between Vol talking about, these people getting screwed over by fine print and being reasoned over. I haven't really had time to process that as a character, so I'd be a little bit muddled in feelings. And then between my little outburst that either got retconned or didn't, I have no idea actually.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
Okay.
That was as a result of me, like, being really in character, and as a DM I get way too in character sometimes, and sometimes I need to make sure that, you know, because in real time we're able to process these motivations, but I am a person playing a person interacting with a person playing a person, so we need a little more time sometimes. So that is not canon for sure. You're fine.
Damn. Uh it's very clear I do not trust her.
Okay. She says, I will tell you and only you, and you can choose what you do with this information. Is that fair? Who I am meeting with. I can't tell you why, because obviously that's between Neverember and them. It's a, you know, it could be anything from, you know, well, I need to buy a house, but you don't need to know when someone buys a house, you know. But so the contents of the meeting I cannot divulge, but I can tell you who he is meeting, or who I am meeting with.
I continue to look at her expectantly.
Okay. And she puts her hand out, opens it up, and then squeezes it tight. And for the purposes of your characters, for the purpose of character, Vol and Magdor, you are outside of the circle now, as it is just around both of them. And she says, we are meeting with representatives. If you want to take your headphones off, you absolutely can. But I trust you to roleplay it either way. She says, we are meeting with representatives of Bregan de Aerth. Bregan de Aerth is a rogue faction from Menzo Berenzin. They are usually male drow who have either willingly left the matriarchy in the vast underground city. Do you know what Menzo Berenzin is?
I've heard of the drow.
You've heard of what?
The drow.
The drow. Okay. Menzo Berenzin is basically their capital in the Underdark. These usually male drow have been either exiled or willingly chose to leave that because of whatever reason. And Bregan de Aerth is a faction that has taken them in and unified them. And there is a group of them living here. They operate primarily in the shadows. They are usually out for their own self interest, but are not inherently bad.
Sounds
But
familiar.
Lord Neverember understands the influence of some, a group as such with people of the skills that they have, as Menzoberranzan and the Underdark are very, very difficult places to live and survive. And so these people are genuinely hardened by that. They tend to be very good at protecting themselves and the things that they care about. So he has interest in meeting with them for reasons. But that is the faction that we are meeting with representatives of for reasons that unfortunately I can't tell you everything about. But at very least, you know that we are meeting with them. And I hope this is enough. I wasn't honestly, you cannot tell Neverember that I told you who I was meeting with.
Can I roll an insight on that?
Sure.
Yay! Terrible insight incoming. 15.
Yeah, no, she is absolutely very serious that you cannot tell Neverember that you knew. Or that, more specifically, that she told you. If you found out by your own means, great. But, like, if he ever found out, you can tell that that would put a strain on the relationship between her and Neverember, and she is risking that relationship for your confidence.
Uh, Maybe with these words, well, no, with these words, my character does soften up a little bit because obviously, you give him a toy, he'll be your friend for life kind of thing. Uh, as he his expression does get less hard, he physically looks like maybe not literally softens up, like he turns to goo, but yeah, like he doesn't look so hardened in his look. As he does that, he does continue to look at Elgira, and could you describe her for me, if you will?
I believe if I did describe her when she initially came in. Let me make sure I stay consistent with that.
Sure. I all I remember after listening was a wood elf. I don't remember eye color, hair color, skin color.
I think it was like dark brown hair.
Okay.
That's all I think I can remember.
I mean, if not, we can retcon it. Maybe she's a changeling too, for all we know. She just changes it. Yeah, I like that idea.
She's a wood elf. I do remember that much.
Yeah.
She has emerald green eyes with auburn hair. And
that's what it was.
Yeah, and she has like genuinely elvish features, big pointy ears, very thin frame. And she wielded last time you saw her, she had a quiver on her back, but you didn't see a bow, and she was wearing a cloak over everything. This time she is wearing more like pedestrian stuff. It looks like last time she may have been out of town or kept traveling back in or something, and now she's wearing just like around town clothes. They're still leather armor, and she has a couple daggers, but she's pretty simply equipped.
Before, oh, well, I guess I should respond, shouldn't I? All right, I'll play the game. It's gonna take a little bit for me to warm up to your lord, Elgira.
I appreciate that. Just understand, if you trust me, then you trust him. As weird as that may sound, because I trust him with my life. Now, I know that politics are a weird, shadowy, murky place where sometimes, morality seems to be skewed, but I do want to assure you.
Go ahead, sorry.
That you're fine. I do want to assure you that he has the best intentions of the people of the city at heart.
Do I know out of character, or it's, I guess technically in character, about the history of Neverember and the fact that he got, I believe, ousted?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he used to be in Waterdeep, the biggest metropolis.
Yes.
On the Sword Coast, and this would be shared knowledge for all of you guys. There is a group of people called the Masked Lords of Waterdeep, and they all wear these very ornate masks that change their voices and sometimes even their physical appearance. And they're lords, people of high station that meet to determine the greater fate of of Waterdeep, and usually most of the Sword Coast, Baldur's Gate, Neverwinter, some of these other larger cities on the coast are kind of the metropolises that everything focuses out of, and Waterdeep is the biggest, and that's where they meet. And obviously, those lords can be from anywhere across the Sword Coast. And there's one whose identity is known, and they're called the Open Lord of Waterdeep, and they're the head of the entire council. And at one point, he was the Open Lord of Waterdeep, but he spent so much time in Neverwinter when he was trying to get the city fixed up, which he is still in the process of finishing up, that the lords down there ousted him and voted to have him removed from that position. probably, I think, less than a year ago. And so he's had even the thing about it is his focus hasn't really changed. He's just a little more angry. Like the people can't really see it per se, but he has like before he was just really invested in Neverwinter's well-being, but they felt he was putting so much interest in there that he was neglecting his duties as the Open Lord for long enough that they felt it necessary to remove him from that position. And now
Puts so much time and hard work in the city, and the people don't appreciate it. It's like, at this point, it's like, do I need to use a Nickelback theme song, here for this? It's like, look at this city I build. Look at these fields I tilled.
We built this city.
But yeah, so you all would understand at very least that he was the Open Lord. They thought he shouldn't be anymore. Now he's not, and he is now Lord Neverember. I believe he has a different title, because he can't be the King of Neverwinter because that actually comes from a line, and the crown of Neverwinter has been missing for a very long time. So there has not been
Prime
a king
Minister.
Here. It's kind of like what's his face, the Theoden in Lord of the Rings when he's not the King of Gondor or whatever.
Shadow King.
When he's like he has another name where he's basically like sitting in as the head
King
because
Regent?
the king's gone.
Let's say Regent or Visor or something like
He's
that.
the Lord Neverember, head of the city of Neverwinter. There's probably a name for it, but I don't. Lord Regent. We'll call him Lord Regent. It sounds great. So yeah, you would all know that.
Is she still holding contact with me?
Mhm.
Like the whole thing?
You finished this, yeah.
I am gonna cast message to where even just out of super paranoia, because that's how Roger is. Roger says one last thing: can I show you my own secret?
Of course.
And he looks at her, and one of his eyes changes colors to match hers.
And she just smiles slowly, kind of like when. And I don't want to make this. This is definitely not meant to be demeaning, but it's a knowing smile. She just winks and says, "Don't worry. I knew." These eyes are more trained at that sort of sight beyond sight sort of thing. I know.
You know the spell Moonbeam too? Okay. Cool.
I will never tell though. I promise you.
Cool.
And she goes like this. Cheep, cheep. Little cross over her heart.
There's a problem, Elgira.
Mm.
The prisoners know.
You are?
What?
Did you say you're prisoners?
No, the prisoners know.
Oh. Then just, I don't know. We'll figure something out. Just be cautious with it. Why did you reveal your form to them?
Because I was in danger by a man with wands of prestidigitation.
There was no wands of prestidigitation. I'm talking to myself.
You're just shouting out loud.
You're thinking back through the conversation. You just go,
that stupid boy talking about wands.
Vol just sticks his head into the barrier.
She says, "Don't worry. We'll make sure that there's ways around fixing this that are high level of magic that won't affect them in any way other than removing that from their recollection." Does that make sense?
Yes. As I become more me, I've found new ways to protect myself so I don't have to resort to primal instinct. But
don't be ashamed of who you are, though. When you're among myself, if we ever have a place where we can meet that's more private, I will not be off-put by you being in your more comfortable form.
Bow chicka bow how.
I look at Vol and I say, it'd be the first time in a very long time. And
the first time while they're talking, you see him look at you, Vol, and she says, "Very well. I think we've been here long enough.
Hey, dwarf.
I hope that
the fuck are they talking about?
I hope that you trust me a little bit more, but understand that I will do anything I can to build that bridge. Okay?
Okay.
All right." And then she opens her hand back up and it spaces out and she says, "Well, how are we feeling? I think I may have helped our friend here, Roger, to be a little more confident in what we're doing. Um, Magdor, Vol, you're still feeling open and up to the job?
Yeah.
I just nod.
Very well, very well. Okay, so now I can let you know that the job is happening tonight. It's this evening. It will be well after dinner time, so just make sure that
I've
your
got
drinking doesn't too get raucous,
I've
Monsieur
got plans.
Magdor. It's after the dinner, after drinking. Just make sure you sober up a little bit. I trust that you'll be with your wits.
Yeah, it's a job. I'll be there.
Yeah, you're professional. I believe in you. But it will be tonight. I would love to meet you in the town square. At about actually, there's a bridge that goes across the river in the town square. If we can meet on that bridge and head there around probably several hours before midnight, and we'll head there, and you should be back within 2-3 hours at the most. Oh, and the pay.
Understood.
The pay.
Yes, the
As
most
Glenn
important
has to look
part.
back at his session notes.
Let's say I don't even respond to this. Like I've been thinking about so many things. Like even coin doesn't mean a thing to me at this point.
So the pay is 1 gold, 5 silver each for this simple escort. You bring me there, make sure I'm safe. I'll go into the meeting. I'll come out, come back. You escort me back to the bridge. At that point, there will be several Neverwinter town guards who will escort me back to my home within the Protector's Enclave, and your job will end. As long as I am unharmed, then the pay will be full. If I have, for some reason, received serious injury, you will still be paid, but it will be only 5 silver. And if I don't come back, obviously, you will not be paid.
What if we heal you?
If you can heal a serious, I mean, by serious injury, I mean I'm like, oh no, I lost a limb, or I've lost my.
I can fix that.
I was blinded. You can restore.
As I hold up
limbs.
my arm.
He can
Oh no,
restore
it has
limbs.
to be my actual limb. If you can
Oh,
restore
man, so
an
choosy.
organic limb, if you can restore an organic limb, obviously though, I think that the mechanics that you've used to make sure that you have the functionality of an arm are quite intuitive.
It wasn't me, unfortunately. I don't have the knowledge for this. My deity helped me out.
It was instilled on you by your deity? That's the stuff of storybooks, my friend.
Oh yeah.
I do have a request, Algira.
Absolutely. What can I do?
Would you happen to know where I live? I would
do not
imagine.
have that information.
Okay, you do not have that information.
I'm sure it could be found, but I try to make sure that the personal information that I don't need to know about the people I'm working with stays personal.
That's fair. Send a couple
Roger
of guards who you trust to pick up the prisoners. Because honestly, this seems like a problem beyond me, and we found people committing a crime, and I shall treat it as such. But I would like to ask, if possible, to make sure that they're not harmed.
Oh, I assure you that their crime is barely violent. So,
everybody get the
apparently
dice
they
out
have
for
large families. So
I'm sure they do.
unfair to-
often
It'd be
tend
nice
have
to
plenty
fill.
of little kids. So
that's
I will do everything within my power to make sure that they are not harmed and that their sentence is as minimal as possible. I know that there is a good likelihood of the sentencing being against them, as you know, you caught them in the act. It's a little hard to prove that they shouldn't be charged with something, but I see almost no cause for them to be imprisoned for more than a month.
okay.
wow, really
then
peaceful here. I like this. Felonious
I'll give her
assault.
my address for guards to come and collect them.
Okay. And this is something I kind of thought of in the moment because this feels like a conflict that could have been avoided. And I hope that I'm going to run something by you guys. This is me just on the spitball here. Do you think that it would be worthwhile, as you said, that these men said that most of them couldn't read well enough to see this clause? Do you think it would be worthwhile to have someone within the trade, like within their guild, who we appoint as someone who can be present at the meetings to make sure that they understand what they're signing? next time, because there is going to be more contracts, and they are good tradesmen. I'm not going to stop working with their guild because of a few families getting frustrated enough to take action. But do you feel that would avoid conflict in the future?
I, that seems like a good idea because I also don't know if they were completely honest with me. I don't know if they knew about the limited time that they had. This was new information on your end that I'm learning about, which is why I was trying to avoid jumping to any conclusions about the morality of individuals.
That is wise. Well, if you all think it's a good idea, then I will try and convince Lord Neverember that we should do this to avoid future instances of insurrection by those we work with, because that's not the intention. Obviously they were fully paid. They just didn't receive a bonus by, having a tax break. So, we didn't feel like we had done anything wrong. They just didn't meet the contract fully. So they didn't get all of the agreed upon things. Just like if you bring me back and I'm missing my arms, you wouldn't expect to get the full payment for the escort quest.
But I can fix that.
I can't have metal arms, my friend. I use a bow.
Contract agreement says to bring you back alive. It doesn't say anything about missing limbs.
If I have a grievous injury of some sort. A grievous injury would be constituted as missing limbs, I believe.
What are you saying? Someone with arms can't function as a member of society?
I'm saying I can't do my job without my arms.
Oh, all right, you're fine.
This is written for me. Obviously, Master Dwarf, you do your job well, and we all know that. Otherwise, we wouldn't be talking about you helping with this job. You don't receive the attention of Lord Neverember without some merit.
When we meet up later, I'll run you through some of our strategies should anything go wrong.
Great. I will. This has been a good meeting. Thank you for having me. And she opens her hand up all the way, and you hear, the muffled sounds from outside become present once again, fully. And she says, "With that, I will buy a round, the same as last time."
Yes.
I'll have it sent
That's
over.
mighty generous of you.
Yeah, I always like to make sure those I'm working with have me in good standings when they think of me when I'm not around. But I will have that bought and sent over. The contract will be brought to you by the same means that you received your money for the last completed job.
Could I take a messenger?
A messenger raven, yes.
Like a courier, if you could.
It is more expensive to pay a person to do a job than an animal do for some bread.
Could you train your raven to leave it on the windowsill then?
They are quite intelligent. I could attempt to do this.
Yes, I'm going to say they're great creatures. They're great creatures. It's just, I don't like ravens.
Okay. We have another option if you don't. It will expend some magic of some of our magic users, but within the context of your bag, it's just kind of a pain because there's no way to alert you. But I can have an item basically sent to your bag,
like a direct deposit, if you will. Okay, versus a paycheck.
Yes, it will just. It's just hard to know when it's there. So if you would check on the hour, if that's the preferred method of delivery, then we can do that.
I'm sure if my compatriots get something, they will let me know, and I'll happily check the bag. It's just
Absolutely.
the idea of using
by the evening.
Or for now. Sorry, carry on, Tyler.
Using a creature like that, the servant of one of the greatest deities this world has ever known, to deliver.
Who?
Like he kind of looks at you and he looks at you with confidence versus this paranoid distrust. But as he tries to say the words, he shudders and he goes, whatever works.
And I'm going to have her make a history check. Now,
to see if Glenn has any idea.
This is the DM trying to get information out of the players, which I've never seen before. I rolled a 22 to determine if she would have heard of this deity.
Oh, I thought you said the DM was does the DM get a plus 20s history?
No. I set a modifier in my head before I rolled the die.
Ravens are creatures of death. and the person that would serve it, or it would serve, would be known as the Raven Queen, goddess of
The
death.
Raven Queen. Okay. All right.
And
she
that is
says,
why Roger is terrified of them.
well, maybe we'll just have a pigeon sent to you or something.
I'll take a pigeon. The god of pigeons actually doesn't quite frighten me as much, doesn't have the same tone. It's like the god of warm oatmeal. It's like, it's just not as threatening, you know?
Very well. We'll make sure you get the note, though. And I will see you all at the bridge at 10 or so.
TYVM BBL.
All right. And she stands up and gives you a curt bow and smiles and walks to the bar, orders. And a few minutes later, you see, after she steps out of the bar, your preferred drinks brought to you. What do you do?
I'm going to say that Magdor didn't drink too terribly much. There's probably another one last gallon left of that stuff. So he wants to save it. So he's going to open up the top cork of that and just kind of look into it, into the alchemy jug.
You can't see anything, but you can hear the sloshing. It doesn't
Alright,
ever
well, I'm
change.
just
weight.
gonna-
It's really weird. You poured out 3 gallons, and the weight didn't change. It still weighed 12 pounds.
All right, I'm going to just pour in that final mug into the jug and seal it up.
Oh, you poured the mug back into the alchemy jug?
Yeah.
He's trying to reject it.
I
or
don't know
save
if it
for
does
later.
anything, just lore or RP wise.
RP
He
wise
wants to save it.
Yeah, no, it doesn't do anything.
It just
Alright.
pours over
Wait,
the
what's that-
table
is
as he
it- what
tries to
did
funnel it
you-
in.
What did you get last time that she would have provided for you?
Oh no, not the new one. I was saying for the old one. 'cause
The
I
one
didn't
that he
wanna
already
waste the
poured
one that
out.
I poured from the
Oh,
jug.
so you're gonna pour the rest out of the jug for the day so that you keep it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do that just fine.
And then I drink what she gave me. I'm good.
Awesome.
Does
yeah.
this tavern have a tropic berry Sprite?
The equivalent, yeah.
Okay, well, I'll take
A
that.
carbonated beverage that tastes fruity.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I drink a little bit, and then I go and take a kind of nap or go back to my apartment to receive the guards. I'm assuming she might send that day.
Okay.
Yeah, but beyond that, I think just rest up and ready up for the battle in the night.
Awesome.
I think as
Yeah.
Vol would be walking away, he would notice that someone's like dragging onto the back of his armor or whatever he's wearing, and he would turn around to see me looking at him haughtily.
And then
Yes, boy.
Yes, boy. Yes, boy. Yes, boy. It's been almost 10 years. You need to find a new term. Don't worry, I will help you with common. Why did you hold that information from us?
I literally just learned before we got here.
So the time that we were walking to the tavern, something of that critical importance you kept to yourself. Be given.
I
to
was
You were.
I
what?
was thinking of what to do.
And speaking with your compatriots was not one of them.
I did what I thought was best.
We will earn our salt with the group in time. I promise you that. I've done that for years. I've tried for years. Magdor is fantastic, and well, I'd like to think I'm perfect, but we can all disagree in some shape or form. However, if there's one thing I know you don't recognize, that is strategy, tactics. You love to charge ahead and murder stuff. There's got to be a little planning here. You got to believe in us.
This has nothing to do with either of you. This was about what I wanted to do, and I made a choice.
Well, it sounds like you made another choice. And he does walk off.
Roger walks off.
Yes.
Are you going back to your apartment?
Yes. I'm going to because he noticed, like, as he was saying that, the tips of fingers were actually starting to get hot, and he realized he needed to separate himself for a little bit just to cool down.
Okay. So Roger walks off. Vol Magdor, what do you do?
Magdor's gonna go to his room and just kind of look at his arm, his iron arm, not his real one, and remember that they were the conversation earlier about the deity, and he gets this surge of inspiration that he can feel is from his deity. You know, he wasn't necessarily praying, but to a forge god, you know, looking at irons,
Yeah.
the same thing.
Little divine inspiration.
And so he's gonna set it down and start on a ritual for his arm there, where he's gonna channel his divinity into an artisan's blessing.
Awesome. And that manifests in like higher craftsmanship and a little bit more effectiveness. Yes.
This is going to be for looks
Okay.
for now.
Okay. Awesome.
Instead of dislocating it just the arm, it's going to be the arm and the wrist.
Oh, awesome. So it's like gaining an extra joint.
Yeah.
Awesome. Very cool. And as Magdor leaves to go work on his arm, as he kind of eyes it as he walks away, what do you do, Vol? You're the last one. At
I
the
was,
table.
yeah, no, I was on my way to my place when Roger stopped me.
Awesome.
Yeah, and so I'm just gonna wait for the, if that's gonna happen today, I don't know, but if it's gonna happen today, wait for the guards to come pick up the prisoners.
Yeah. Did you want to have like an in-depth conversation with them or anything like that?
No,
or?
when I made my decision regarding them, so I'm just gonna make sure that they're bound and gagged, and I'm just not gonna list any of their pleas.
Okay.
Because now it's beyond me.
Cool. When you walk back, you see two guards like knocking on your door as you approach your house.
You here for the prisoners?
Yes, we are.
I let them in, unbind them from the wall, and then.
And they say quite a
They're
set of
all
you
yours,
got here.
boys.
Awesome. And they use their own manacles and get them all taken care of. Take the gags out and kind of point at them and, you know, warn them that they just don't talk. And they take that stern warning to heart. They've already dealt with that with you a little bit. They understand when someone says something, they mean it. So, and these are official city guards, and they are imprisonated, and you know they've got manacles on. This is serious. So, yeah. Do you have anything else to say to them or the guards?
No, I'm like, thank you. I just nod, and then they go off on their way, and then I slowly start getting ready for the night activities.
Awesome. And if you guys don't have anything else you'd like to do, then the rest of the day kind of passes as Magdor works, and you prepare for the evening. And when it gets closer, you're able to gather your gear after having a good meal, a hearty meal to feel healthy and well energized. Is that okay?
May I give a 30-second cutscene for some roleplay?
Sure.
Roger does go in and like he shouts a little angrily, and maybe he has to stomp out a flame he accidentally starts on the floor. And there is a particular spot where you see scorch marks where he's done this before, where he's gotten emotional, he's gotten angry, and he just kind of like shoots that out a little bit. And like he runs his hands through his hair, kind of untightens it up a bit. He doesn't really try to keep it organized, but it looks incredibly disheveled at this point. And like he's breathing heavy at this point. And he looks at his armoire, and he sees the dagger is still sitting there. And he walks up to it, and he looks at the reflection in the blade. And like it almost looks like he's still inflecting, but he's talking to it. And nobody here can hear it, but he's talking to it. And I think
which dagger?
The dagger that he constantly keeps on his person before he goes to sleep, or he'll put it on the desk. He puts it within eye's view, and he does say, "I'm sorry for not being able to say your name." And that's it for me.
Awesome. Okay. And the time comes. The bell rings 10 times in the city square. You hear it in the distance as you're all approaching, having met up, you know, and silently approaching your the location that you need to be at. Magdor being relatively quiet, usually just walking, and a little bit of tension between our closely bonded Vol and Roger as you approach a little bit. And you approach and you see kind of like the since this is close to Protector's Enclave, the lights here are actually magical in nature, and so they kind of have a little bit of a magical hum. They're not quite that, you know, candlelight, but they hum a little bit, and you can see in that kind of bluish, whitish light as you approach the bridge, you see Elgira standing there, and she greets you with a nod. And next week, we will see what happens on the escort mission to the Fallen Tower Tavern.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Woo!
Oh,
Yeah.
You can find me on Twitter at 2timestyler.
You can find me on Twitter at LR the11th, all spelt out. And
Oh,
You can find me on Twitter at Glenn Houston.
And you can find me on Twitter at Zigzagoon.
What?
you have a
Wow.
Twitter?
What?
Oh, I've had one for a
Magic.
while. I just never
This is
used it.
amazing.
Oh my gosh! All right,
Pog,
Tyler,
dude.
you want to send us out and finish out episode 3?
Absolutely. We are a part of Casual Master Quest, a podcast network dedicated to giving you the video game news and tropes you deserve. You can find the show everywhere you can Google and on Twitter at MasterQuestPod. Glenn is a part of a sister D&D show called Ready to Roll, where you can find more of his and other talented players as they continue their quest in the Forgotten Archipelago. That was Nick. That was Randon. That was Glenn. And this is Tyler. We'll see you next week with another episode of jeez. Sorry. I got that
Casual
stuck.
Quest Masters.
Of Casual Quest Masters. God, why did we pick that as the title? And don't forget to never
For
stop the
moments
quest.
Just like that. It's amazing.
Perfect, just like that. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.
You can still hear us, just so you know.
Oh no,